it's the whole Ninja Turtle argument all over again. It's the I'm Raphael, no I'm Raphael, I'm Leonardo, no you're Donatello, I'm Michelangelo. It's that thing all over again, but with Mr. White, Orange, Pink, Blonde, whatever, bro. Yo, what's up and welcome back. Yes, back to Angel's Reach. Of course, as always, I'm Angel, and of course, as always, there's an ambulance going on in the background. Somebody's always not in this neighborhood. That's not even a joke. Yo, I can say that because I've been in one of those ambulances, with the ambulance, sorry, I just woke up and I threw a hat on, but I'm actually kind of bedheading my way around life right now. Oh my gosh, I've been in one of those ambulances for pancreas, um, for my pancreatitis when it was acting up, and I know what it's like to be privileged in that, so I can complain about it. So I went to go see Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair because that's awesome. It's so awesome. I went to go see Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair because it came out in theaters. I saw it as one whole movie as it was intended to be seen, and I really enjoyed it. Granted, if it was two movies, I enjoyed the first movie a little bit more than the second one. As one film, I loved the first half a little bit more than the second half. But granted, that was my second Tarantino film I've ever seen, my second full length Tarantino film I've ever seen because I saw, I think, Hateful Eight and stuff and bits and pieces of other ones in the past, but not full length ones. The first one I saw was Inglorious Bastards. My friend had me watch it, and then afterwards I had him watch Scream, the original. So I watched Inglorious Bastards. I really enjoyed it. I went in knowing like a couple things about Tarantino's dialogue. Like I knew like he's known for his dialogue and like a couple of repeating actors like Uma Thurman, Samuel L. Jackson, and I know like things about body parts and like feet and stuff is like really big with him and him like casting himself for certain roles. So like all of that stuff I knew going in, but like I really enjoyed Inglorious Bastards, and so I went to go see the Whole Bloody Affair on my own. I really enjoyed that as well. Um, and then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to just watch Tarantino films like in order because he has this thing where he wants to stop at 10 films flat. And because he considers Kill Bill as two, his latest film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, is his ninth movie. And so his last movie is his 10th, but technically, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood could be his 10th because he had to split Kill Bill into two different movies because, I mean, they wouldn't really sell well as one. It wouldn't have sold really well as one 4 hour long movie, or as well as one 4 hour long movie, rather. Or that's the common reason that Tarantino gives, and he's kind of right. Yeah, I think like I was really interested in watching the movie, and I kind of had nothing else to do, so I was like I'll watch it, but like on a regular like Friday after like evening or something like that, or Saturday evening, even like making a whole day out of it, 4 hours is kind of crazy, to be sitting down, insane. So like I understand completely, but yeah, I'm like 10 movies. That's really easy. I've already watched two of them, technically three, whatever. And it's not even 10 yet, so um yeah, I was like that'll be pretty easy. So I looked up Reservoir Dogs because I was pretty sure that was his first, and then I started watching it, and then I was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe this isn't his first one. Maybe Pulp Fiction is his first one, because I'm like I see that one as a more cult classic. I'm like that one would make sense if it's his first one and it's a banger. Like that just seems right in my head. So I looked at Pulp Fiction, and then went on Pluto TV, started watching it, and then I was like, no, I'm seeing Uma Thurman and John Travolta. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is the second one because this is a little bit too much star power. And then I went to the first movie, or Reservoir Dogs, and I was like, oh, 92. Yeah, that makes sense. And so I looked up the list. I looked up Tarantino films in chronological order, and it told me Pulp Fiction. And the first link that I clicked was a list, and it started with Pulp Fiction. And I was like, all right, cool. I guess that's the first one. And then when I started doubting it, I checked the list again, and it was completely wrong. The third film was the Django, and I was like, what? And I'm pretty sure it was just in order of their favorites. And I was like, why did it give me that option when I specifically Googled in like chronological order? Technology is failing me. And so, um, I was like, whatever. So I went to go watch Reservoir Dogs. I finished Reservoir Dogs and I tried to go watch Pulp Fiction, but then Pluto TV kept crashing out on me. Side note, I went to go watch Reservoir Dogs on Amazon Prime because I got a free trial for a week. And then I went to go click on Reservoir Dogs and it was like, nope, you have to have this movie share Cine Plus thing instead. And I was like, why did I even have a free trial with Amazon Prime. Just have a free trial with fucking this thing and this thing as well. Oh my god, wait, this has been a minute. Yeah, okay, it has been. I can curse. All right, cool. But yeah, I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Amazon, why are you the middleman? Bezos, I'm really about to cancel my subscription. You bald f word. Yeah, so I decided to watch Reservoir Dogs, um, and I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was Tarantino's first direction. It was his directorial debut. His first movie that he directed. His first big movie that he directed, and then he also kind of starred in it. He was Mr. Brown. Speaking of Mr. Brown, the concept of the movie is a bank heist gone wrong. It's sort of like the aftermath of bank heist, and as you'll find out with Tarantino films, it sort of starts off in the middle, so like kind of ending and aftermath, and then you sort of get cut to in different chapters, beginning and context that seems to happen beforehand and how things went awry. Um, so that's really really neat. You see that happen in like Inglorious Bastards and Kill Bill definitely. So I mean that's a really nice way that Tarantino sort of plays with chronological order and depictions of scenes in the movies or in all movies. Sorry, my lips look so dry right there. Um, or maybe have looked dry for the past. I don't know. Now I'm insecure about my whatever. Um, yeah, so it's about a jewel heist gone wrong. So it's about Joe, this older gentleman, and his son, nice guy Eddie. Um, they form a team of six men. Mr. Orange, who ends up being like an undercover cop, that the one that Joe knows like kind of the least about, that ends up hiding him in the ass. But that's Mr. Orange. Mr. White, sort of a really good ethical character because he has like a good emotion. He's like emotionally and very logically driven, so he's like a really good um, overall good character, but that ends up kind of being his downfall. He's kind of human to a fault. Oh my god, trustworthy to a fault. So Mr. Orange, Mr. White, you have Mr. Pink played by Steve Buscemi. Sorry, that like the other actors are great too, but like I'm from the generation that there's Steve Buscemi, and I don't know a lot of the other actors. Um, 92. Like I probably should, but I mean whatever. Um, Steve Buscemi, he plays a more experienced jewel thief, somebody with a lot more experience. He claims to have the most experience and to be the most professional. He's also the most paranoid employee. Shout out Lethal Company. No, but also he's the most paranoid person, being driven mostly by logic, not too much by emotions, which is ironically his downfall. He ends up being pent up with emotions after a while and then just exploding until he gets like reset and then eventually just gets pent up with a lot of emotion again and just like explodes until he gets told to like chill out and shut up, and stuff, and then he resets. So orange, traitor, white, good, like ethical, good. Pink, paranoid but most experienced, logical. Mr. Blonde, he's an extreme character as well. He is somewhat of a what's it called? A uh psychopath kind of. Like he's very blunt, he's very straightforward in his decision making. He's very, I mean, you can tell he's like kind of like the cool character, the dark, mysterious, like plays by his own rules sort of guy. And he ends up being a key character because he is somebody who spent 4 years in jail with for Joe, and he immediately wants to get back into this jewel thief game or the thieving game, and so the fact that he is a lifelong friend of Joe that just did time for him is actually a plot point that ends up being interesting later and crucial later for the climax of the movie. So on top of that, let me see, Orange. Orange also, on top of being an undercover cop, is also kind of a narcissist and a sociopath. Really, like his ability to manipulate people, convince people. Um, I mean, I'm projecting and I'm thinking too much into it for sure. Angel's Reach, like let me be crazy, but like he was talking to himself in the mirror and he like is hyping himself up and he was like I can do this and he was like rehearsing to himself and um like oh I'm gonna be like this is how I'm gonna have to act and this is what I'm gonna have to say, and then when he's like actually in the bar talking to these criminals and he's undercover and he gets like tested on his information, his ability to just like act on the fly like that and just like come up with a lie without breaking a sweat. You know what I mean? Like and the scene where he goes into the bathroom, or like I mean, it's the same scene where he's telling the story, but when he goes into the bathroom and he has like so much like stuff on him, and the dogs like are biting at him, and he's like he looks stressed out, but like he's like uncannily like still, and I mean it's creepy, man. It's creepy. He's like a sociopath, man. Like he can just lie, and he's like he really believes himself, and he like is like high on his high horse, and um doesn't really interject too much, like in the scene where in the like where him and Mr. Pink are in the back seat, and Mr. White and nice guy Eddie are like having a discussion, and he chimes in every once in a while, trying not to like butt in too much, and trying to ask not too many questions, but like also trying to get information out of them. Like when he's asking like, oh, he did stuff to her. What does that mean? Did he hit her? Did he like waterboard her, like drown her? Like what? Like asking too many questions. There are times where he goes a little where he definitely toes the line like that, and it's very interesting. But um, yeah. Hold up. Mr. Orange. Sorry, I'm really getting into the characters. I absolutely love the character depth in this. Mr. Orange, Mr. White, Mr. Pink, Mr. Blonde. Again, a little bit more of a hot-headed character, but a little more direct. Like plays by his own rules. You can tell this is like the character like a lot of like cool young kids want it to be. Like oh, like he just does what he wants. He's like smokes a cigarette. He like is beating up this cop, and is like, oh, I don't believe in cops, and like it's just like trying to play Tommy Tough Knuckles, you know. Honestly, cringe looking back at it now, but I mean, like I get it for the character, honestly. In like a really shitty way, I kind of resonate the most with him. Like like you can ask my friends like in video games I play, like I like I'm like yo, I said I was gonna do that, and like you know, like well, what else am I gonna do? I said like if the guy comes close to me, I was just gonna like unload my whole clip, and like he stepped forward. What was I gonna do? You know, like I'm very like impulsive, and very like hot headed, and very like split decision making. I'm very explosively one way. You know, like I'm very extremist in that sense, and he's a very extremist character. I mean, everything he does is to the max. I mean, there's a whole scene of him torturing the cop that they stole to get some information out of because they believe they were set up, which they were. Mr. Orange ended up setting them up, um, which leads me to like the bank thing going around. Oh my god, it's a crazy curl. Period. Oh no, stop. uh, Yeah, so the actual jewel heist that goes awry, which the plan was to like a couple colors were gonna stake out, two were gonna go in, stick the place up, and because the bank was insured, they weren't really gonna fight back. They were gonna run away with the jewels and leave. But because Mr. Orange is an undercover cop. He had cops already be there at the station. They were going to show up, and then things went awry. Mr. Blonde ended up shooting somebody because they were going to set off the alarm. And then when the alarm went off, okay, when the alarm, oh, sorry, I got a YouTube notification. I thought it was on my videos, but nobody loves me, so it's fine. Also, like and subscribe and hit that bell if you haven't already. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should tell people to do that more. So it was really interesting when Mr. Blonde. Yeah. Mr. Brown was the getaway driver, which is Tarantino. He makes his acting debut. He gives his acting chops for a bit. And then Mr. Blue, who ends up getting, I believe, killed as well because Mr. Orange tipped off the cops. Um, but yeah. The yeah. So Mr. Orange tipped off the cops. Mr. Blonde shoots somebody because they were gonna set off an alarm, or because they set off an alarm, and then the cops shoot him. They get away. Mr. Brown, Mr. White, and Mr. Orange are all together, and then Mr. Brown ends up getting shot in the head. Mr. White and Mr. Orange end up stealing a car from a woman who ends up shooting Mr. Orange, the undercover cop, and then uh that shot ends up ultimately creating trust between Mr. White and Mr. Orange, which ends up leading to us finding out Mr. White's name is Larry and stuff, which we heard at the beginning and stuff before we knew their aliases. Um, yeah. It's really well written, and it ties together beautifully. And so you get Mr. Orange, Mr. White running away. Mr. Orange gets shot, and that's why Mr. Orange and White are so close. Mr. Brown, which is Tarantino, dies. You find out Mr. Blue gets away. Mr. Pink gets away or Mr. Blue gets shot and couldn't get away. Mr. Orange no, Mr. Blonde gets away driving with the cop in his trunk, and Mr. Pink ends up getting away by foot. There's a really funny chase scene that happens with Mr. Pink and the cops and stuff. So that sort of ties up where everybody is. And the movie, again, starts off with everybody like sort of meeting at the rendezvous point that they were supposed to meet up with the jewels and everything. But you find out that Steve Buscemi actually stashed somewhere else because he was very paranoid about the rendezvous point because obviously they were set up because cops showed up before things even really went down. So again, proving that his logical side is remaining true and throughout. And speaking of that, I kind of want to go into the characters a little bit, like I already basically did. But Mr. Orange is like a really narcissistic, like sociopathic dude, like lying on his feet and being super quick to just say whatever to have his way. Granted, it's for good, it's to stop the bad guys and stuff. But man, it's creepy like how fast he can do it at times to just switch like off the tip of a hat. It's unsettling kind of. Mr. White, I think, is driven by both logic because I mean like he goes off the facts and what he sees, and what he sees is Orange taking a bullet for them. What he sees is Mr. Blonde being a hothead. What he sees is like Pink being a paranoid crazy, claiming to be a professional with expert with years of experience, but like crashing out at the littlest things, and not playing or not like thinking reasonably, and not thinking humanly, like letting this guy die out and not taking him to a hospital um because that's not what the mission calls for, because he can get caught and stuff. And then Mr. Pink eventually ends up getting a little bit of that humanity as well, because he's like, you know what, yeah, sure, if that's what you want to do, let's do that. But like, we got to do this, we got to do that. Like again, still being driven by logic and like taking orders and being a paranoid guy, but like working throughout. I think Mr. White says something to him about like, oh, like that Mr. Blonde, he's like a hothead. I can't believe it. Like don't worry. Like believe me. Like if I got to get to the other side of the door and there's bodies, like they're gonna drop. But like like I'm the mission first and foremost. I don't want to like kill people. Like that guy's crazy. And then that's like a really good introduction to the hothead extremist, Mr. Blonde, which I think a lot of kids and like a lot of young people are gonna be like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's me. I'm a hothead. Like that's not cool, bro. Like I mean, like it's dope to like stand your ground and believe what you want and like, I mean, like stay true to who you are and stuff. But I mean, just I don't know, man. I don't know. He was just like so one way, and he was like exploding, and I don't know. I just saw a lot of myself, and I'm like, are you really committing this hard to it? Like, you can't like relax and hear out like hear him out for like a little bit, or just like wait, or like you really have to. Wow, okay, cool, man. That's your character, And I saw that in myself a lot, like committing to stuff in video games, and I was just like, man, like I have to stop. um, yeah, you don't get to learn much about Mr. Brown and Mr. Blue. But then, yeah, Mr. Pink, the paranoid one, he claims to have the most experience and be the most professional. He is driven mostly by logic. Everything he does is based on like previous experiences he had. He says before, he also drops the N bomb. Like that, Tarantino drops the N bomb. I mean, not him specifically, but like he wrote it so many times in this movie, like it's ridiculous. But Steve Buscemi talks about like when Mr. White and Mr. Um, Blonde are arguing, he's talking about them like acting like a bunch of N-words, and then them fighting in between them and not knowing how to do the job. And he said before like he had a job before that he had a funny feeling about, but he didn't listen to, and it went bad. And then this time he had a really funny feeling about it again, and he didn't listen to himself, and he feels bad, but he's driven mostly by logic, and he doesn't want to like let emotions get in the way. And then later, again, like I was talking about, like Mr. White claims he wants Mr. Orange to go to the hospital and help him and stuff, and he won't snitch. And Mr. Pink is like, all right, you know what, fine, we can do that. We can drive him to the hospital, but like let's get to the gems first, and then let's drop him off. And like he's still letting logic drive him, and it's really, really good. It's a really interesting character. Logic is basically what drives everyone. Um, and like there's an extreme lack of like human like emotion and like empathy. Like nice guy Eddie, ironically, Joe's son, ends up like shooting the cop that Mr. Orange was working with, or like saved from Mr. Blonde, like randomly setting, not randomly, but setting on fire and killing. Um And then that's important because Mr. Orange lies and says Mr. Blonde was gonna like backstab him and go crazy and steal the jewels. Which, if you remember what I said earlier, which is important for the climax, Mr. Blonde just got done doing 4 years for them and has no reason to betray them. So it gives away that Mr. Orange is the rat, which then builds to the climax perfectly of everyone aiming the gun at each other, like the Spider-Man meme. It was Joe aiming the gun at Mr. Orange because he was gonna kill him because he's the rat. He found out. Nice guy. He like basically proved it. So they had a gun. He has a gun at Mr. Orange. Mr. Orange uh, is getting protected by Mr. White. Mr. White is aiming a gun at Joe, and because Mr. White has a gun at Joe, Joe uh, is protected by his son, nice guy Eddie, and nice guy Eddie points his gun at Mr. White. So it's like a three-way shot sort of thing, like from The Office and stuff. It's like a really nice. It's a kind of like a comically still Mexican standoff shot. Um, and then it leads to the finale, which again, spoilers if you haven't seen it, which I really recommend you see it, but at this point, whatever. I've already told you the whole thing. Which at the end, they all just end up shooting each other. Orange, like, holds out for a bit, and Mr. White lives because he wasn't shot completely. Nice guy Eddie and Joe both die, and Mr. Orange reveals, uh, while in Mr. White's arms, that he's a traitor and he's a cop and he's sorry. And it zooms like, and Mr. Orange zooms out of frame while Mr. White holds a gun to him. And there are several shots followed by like Mr. White's body falling, and you're sort of, I'm assuming it's up to interpretation whether Mr. White shot Mr. Orange or not. But I mean, I'm of the fan of that he killed him. But I mean, he's a really good person as well. So like, I don't know if he would like let himself kill him after all that. You know, I don't know. So I mean, I think there's a lot of evidence for both, which I think is super fun. It's up to you. There's evidence for both again. Mr. White is driven by both emotion. He's really close to him. He knows him as a person, but he's also driven by logic, like what he sees, and he's like, like he's giving me no reason to be a traitor. So like, why would he be a traitor? And I do see this guy as a hot-headed guy, and I do believe he would do that. So we don't know each other, but what I do know from what I can conclude, this is the like answer I'm going to, and it ultimately leads to his downfall, like I said. And it's really, really good character development, and it's really, just a really nice and tightly knit story. Like it's really nicely wrapped. It's really to the point, and it's a really fun experience if you haven't watched it. And if you have watched it, uh watching it again with a new set of eyes is probably gonna be super dope, and seeing some things be given away early and stuff. I don't know, I'll rewatch it and see. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to I just kind of wanted to what I just kind of wanted to make a video about it because I saw Reservoir Dogs, and I'm trying to do the whole Tarantino film thing. But I don't know. I don't know. Polnareff is trying to sneak out. Oh, wait, no, not. I don't know. I haven't watched Judges in a minute. All right. Anyways, that's it. Whatever. If you haven't seen it, Reservoir Dogs, definitely go watch it. It's on Amazon Prime, on a Cine Plus Master Show Plus Ticket Master whatever thing. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.